They're going to tell you how many labels you can print. They're going to come out and see how you prune. And they're going to come out and see what you own by deed. And you get allowed to print your labels. So in most places in France, it's illegal to irrigate the vines. But the details, having been there enough, I've got some great friends there, it's illegal to have permanent installations to water the vines. So a great example is up in Paso Robles, California. We have a wonderful historic vineyard called the Ducey Vineyard. It's on both sides of the 101. You got the Dante Ducey and the Benito Ducey. Those were planted in about 10 and 20s here. And so those are old vines, Zinfandel, and there's no irrigation there. There's no irrigation there that's permanently. You know, the old guys are going to come on, and during a dry year, they're going to bring, we call it pipas. In Spanish, the irrigating guys come out with the pipes. They'll let the pipes down and they'll irrigate. And they're going to put some water there, but you can have permanent irrigation there.
I was just wondering because of this year. This year has been nuts.
This year has been very dry. It's been very cold. And last year was a cold vintage. It's nice and cold. That's great for dormancy. So like Santa Rita Hills, our brothers in Santa Rita Hills locally, you know, it's hard sometimes to get cold. I remember doing a tech tour there, oh gosh, maybe 10 years ago, and we were having growth on the vine in January. We have the same thing down up in Edna Valley and Arroyo Grande. Sometimes it doesn't get cold enough. This calendar year it got cold enough, we just need water. You know? So I got on Pinot Noir. So the history comes from Burgundy of France. It was brought here in California, you guys. Pinot Noir does not have a very good history. And again, I'll insert that we talked about earlier about World of Pinot Noir. And I was part of that group with here locally Jim Clendenin and Ken Brown, Kenny Volk, Archie McLaren. You know, there's a group of people that I happen to be hanging out with and working with, and we all came together and said, "Gosh, no one buys Pinot Noir. No one knows Pinot Noir, and we'd like to fix that." And so we came up. We absolutely ripped off the idea from Oregon. So in Oregon in 1988, they started, 89, 88, they started an event called the International Pinot Noir Conference in McMinnville, Oregon. And in 1992 was my first year visiting there. I was a college kid, and I took a road trip, and I tasted every wine in Napa, and my road trip was, halfway point was the International Pinot Noir Conference. So the first year for me going there was 1992. And they bring in producers from all over the world. And so we took that idea in 2001 and started that event here in Shell Beach, California, right up the road. And in fact, the first weekend in March is the World of Pinot Noir. And we'll bring in about 200 producers of Pinot Noir from around the world. Tasmania represented, Burgundy, Germany, British Columbia, Russian River, Oregon. Everybody comes to town for 3 days, and we just do seminars, education. And